following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Now, before we go to the actual game broadcast, and I'll do an open after that, a couple things have come up in the comments that I want to clarify. It's just easier to do it this way. These playoffs are not as played for a couple reasons. One, we want the same rules for both championship series, and obviously, since the Rangers didn't make the American League Championship Series in real life, we can't play that one as an as played. It would be very the Yankees would lose. Let me start this again. The Yankees, remember, in real life, couldn't go with Ron Guidry till Game 3 against the Royals because he pitched Game 163 in Boston. And because the Yankees did not need to settle it in the playoff, they could go with Ron Guidry in Game 1. So we wanted to make sure that both championship series were played under the same conditions. So the Phillies and Dodgers are not being played as an as-played. That's why Tommy John didn't go Game 2. That's why Bob Welch went in Game 2. By the way, you're going to see Bob Welch in a minute. The other thing is that I wanted to reflect on how I think the lineups would gone and rotations would go with the results of the replay and not necessarily real life. Bob Boone, for an example, had a terrible replay. He would bat eighth in this situation, which is where I put him. And Tommy John, who got the start in Game 2, Bob Welch was a better starter. And I think that Tommy Lasorda would have gone with the pitchers that would have given him the best chance to win at least needed one, if not two, in Philadelphia. So that's that. And if we do get the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series, again, not as played, although they'll be pretty close, it's going to be a case of what we think would be what Bob Lemon and Tommy Lasorda would do, knowing what they did, considering the replay stats. And if it's the Rangers, obviously not. So with all that, Retro. Helps if I hit the right button. Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 National League Championship Series. This afternoon from Dodger Stadium, the Dodgers have a pennant chance on the line. Game 4 between the Philadelphia Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers lead us best of 5, 2-1. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program. And so this is an elimination game. It's the first one we've got. And there is good news for Dodger fans and Bob Welch. Bob Welch can go 115 pitches in this start, provided he stays healthy. So there is absolutely no restriction on what Bob Welch can do, despite his early call in Game 2, where he went 2-2, no hit innings. So Bob Welch, no restrictions, can probably go 7-8 innings. If they need to go to the pen early, Doug Rauch has not pitched in this postseason. He probably would be the next available pitcher. Terry Forster could go again if he needed. Charlie Huff is kind of sitting there chewing on his fingernails. So that's it. The other change for the Dodger lineup, because it is a lefty, Jim Cott on the hill for Philadelphia. Billy North is batting second in the lineup at center field. One of the reasons why we're delayed. It takes a while to change all those slides. Bill Russell will bat seventh, and Joe Ferguson is behind the plate. Yep, that was an absolute classic last night, Jamie. So it's simple as this. It's a Saturday afternoon in Los Angeles. If you were watching on ABC, you got a college football game at noon, and then you get the Dodgers and the Phillies at 4, and then tonight at 8 o'clock, you get the Yankees and the Rangers from New York. We'll talk more about that game as we go on. For the Phillies, they really don't need to change much in the lineup. Last night's game was just one of the best that you'll ever see, It was the bullpen that kind of choked a big one for the Phillies. And so they checked with Larry Christensen. He could go 90 pitches today, but the computer was saying that he'd be ineffective on short rest, and so they need to go their fourth starter despite being down 2-1, and that will be Jim Cott. If they need to go to the bullpen, we'll piece it together from there. Probably the only two pitchers you would not see would be Steve Carlton and Jim Longborg, who if he's out there pitching, the Dodgers are going to have some home cooking for the World Series. For the Dodgers, as we said, if they win this game, Bert Hooton will start Game 1 of the World Series right here on Tuesday night. Now, they would have 2 days, full days of rest before Game 1, because this is a Saturday. This is a Saturday. This is Game 4. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was the off day. And so if there is a Game 5, it would technically be Sunday night or tomorrow night at 8. So the Dodgers will have, at least if they win, they get 2 days off and they can go with Bert Hooton and probably Bob Welch in the 2 games at Dodger Stadium. Yep, Jim Cott wastes no time between pitches, and neither shall we. Who will win the pennant? The Dodgers today, or are we going for a big old bag of marbles tomorrow night in prime time? Let's find out, shall we? And so let's start with the Philadelphia Phillies. Bake McBride will lead it off in right field. Larry Bowa will bat second and play short. Mike Schmidt at third will bat third. Greg Luzinski in left will clean up. Luzinski had a bad night last night. Richie Hebner will play first and bat fifth. Gary Maddox in center will bat sixth. Teddy Sizemore at second will bat seventh. Bob Boone back behind the plate for Game 4 will bat eighth. And Jim Cott, nice smiling picture of Jimmy, will bat ninth and be on the mound. And on the hill, Bob Welch, who did not allow a hit and struck out 3 in his start in Philadelphia, 2 2/3 innings. But whatever his injury was, it was determined that not only could he start Game 4, so a major advantage for the Dodgers, but he'd be able to go the distance if needed. He went 2 2/3 innings of no-hit scoreless ball in Game 1, a bad cheesesteak, and struck out 3. So he, with some home cooking, he's a fastball pitcher at 88 and a ground ball pitcher. And the kid can pitch the Dodgers to the World Series with a good one today. Bake McBride is 4 for 12. He's hitting .333 in this league championship series. He's got a triple and a stolen base. And 1 RBI. So Welch, after the delay, is ready. 72 degrees, a beautiful late afternoon in Los Angeles. Pitch to McBride is a fly ball to left. Baker, 1 out. Defensively for the Dodgers, Baker a 7-4 in left. Billy North a 5-3 in center. North has a better range. Monday has a better arm, but North is in there against the lefty. Reggie Smith a 5-8 in right. Ron Say a 7 at third. Bill Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first, and he is wearing a high karate today. Joe Ferguson a 6-4 behind the plate. And Bob Welch, a 5 on the mound with a .947 fielding percentage. Larry Bowa, 5 for 14, .357, a double, and 4 RBI in this championship series. He went 1 for 6 in that classic last night. Pitch from Welch. There's a slow roller to Lopes. Over to Garvey for the out. Hope Lorenzo's okay. Surprised he's not here yet. Here is Mike Schmidt. Schmidt 4 for 12, 333 in the LCS. He is doubled twice and driven in 3. He struck out twice and went 2 for 6 last night. Those 3 RBI came in game 2. So Welch, 2 out, delivers, and there's a pop-up. Russell on the grass, and the Phillies go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. The Phillies, nothing. Here come the Dodgers. And this lineup for the Dodgers is going to look a bit different. Davey Lopes will lead off at second. There's no change in that. With the lefty caught on the mound, Billy North will play center field and bat second. North has speed to burn, so the Dodgers can play some small ball here if they so choose. Ron Say will bat third and play third. Steve Garvey at first will clean up. Reggie Smith in right field will bat fifth. Dusty Baker in left will bat sixth. Billy Russell slides down to seventh as a shortstop. Joe Ferguson behind the plate. It'll be Yeager if we go 5. Will bat 8th. And Bob Welch will bat 9th and be on the mound. He threw 13 pitches in his half of the first. Jim Cott, 12 and 10 on the replay with a 3.14 ERA. And everyone knows that's Pat. So Cott, a fastball pitcher at 81. That would be most people's breaking ball stuff. He does not favor the ground ball nor the fly ball. In 174 and 2/3 innings, he allowed 187 hits, 8 homers. He walked 28, which is remarkable because he threw 34 more innings than he did in real life and walked 4 less, and struck out 53. He is the ultimate pitch-to-contact pitcher. Greg Luzinski, a 4 and a 4 in left. Gary Maddox, a 10 and a 6 in center. Bake McBride, a 9 and an 8 in right. Mike Schmidt, a 10 at third. Larry Boa, a 10 at short. Ted Sizemore, a 7 at second. Richie Hebner, a 6 at first. Bob Boone, a 10 and a 5 behind the plate. And Cott won a Gold Glove. So he's a 10 fielder, and he's not going to commit an error. And we congratulate the New York Yankees for advancing in 2 games in their wild card series. And the Twins lost again. So, Davey Lopes went 3 for 6 last night. 5 for 15 on the LCS with an RBI, a double, and a triple, and a stolen base. So Cott, fly ball to center. Maddox, 1 out. For Billy North, North went, I think, 2 for 4 last night. No, he went 0 for 3. Drove in a run, came in for Rick Monday because Uncle Ron couldn't remember who the lefty was pitching for, despite the fact that it was lefty Carlton on the mound. Cards and letters, too. So they're going to play for the bunt. North's going to swing. How you doing, Ricky? Pitch to North is a base hit left field. He's going for 2. The throw to Sizemore, not in time. So North is on with a double. And the Dodgers, they're not late arrivers today, 4 o'clock Eastern on a Saturday. They were here from the get-go. Here is Ron Say. The Penguin 4 for 14 in the LCS. had a solo shot in Game 2. Last night, 2 for 6 with an RBI. No, I'm sorry. He did have an RBI. So he has a homer and 2 RBI. Now he's got North in scoring position, 1 out. Fun fact for Ron. Okay, last night's Yankee games passes the Marathon Cubs-Nats game. That was our last time together in terms of longest 9-inning game in playoff history. Now, is that because of the rain delay, or did they actually take 5 hours and 40 minutes to play that blessed thing? That's right, the Cubs-Nats Game 5 in 2017. Or 16. Yep. 17. Pitch to Say. There's a liner to right field. North will hold at third. He only had a 50-50 chance. McBride scooped that up. And they hold North at third base. So 1 out for Garvey. Garvey went 3 for 6 last night. 5 for 14 with an RBI in the series and 3 doubles. He had 2 of those last night, 4 hours and 50 minutes. Oh my gosh. So I'm sure Dunks did some business in the greater New York area. North on third, Say on first. Pitch to Garvey. Ground ball to Boa. North will try and score. Sizemore for 1, Hebner for 2, and the Dodgers get nothing. Wowzers. So they get 2 hits, and then Steve Garvey grounds into a double play. We go to the second. The Dodgers nothing, the Phillies nothing. So Luzinski went 0 for 4 last night. He did walk twice and struck out 3 times. So he's 2 for 11 on the playoffs with a homer. That came in Game 2 and 4 RBI. But if the Phillies are going to pull this off, he can't be hitting 182. Indeed, a pitcher's best friend. Not seeing Lorenzo's name in the chat either. So Luzinski's ready, and so is Welch. Struck him out. He got him looking on a 1-3 off speed. 1 out for Hebner. Richie 2 for 3 last night, a home run and an RBI. So he has had a magnificent LCS. He is 5 for 10 with 2 solo homers and a double. And you don't need to be a math wizard to know that's 500 batting average. Pitch to Hebner. There's a base hit left center field. Baker will cut it off. First hit for the Phillies, and the first hit off of Welch in the postseason. So 2 2/3 and 1 1/3 equals 4. Here's Maddox. He went 3 for 6 last night. He had a big home run and a double. So overall, 5 for 13, a homer, and 4 RBI. If the Dodgers need to go to the pen early, it will be Doug Rao. Pitch to Maddox into center field. North will sky that one. And Hebner goes back to first, 2 out. Teddy Sizemore, 1 for 5 last night, 2 for 13 on the series. He's walked twice and has a double. So Hebner on first, 2 out. Pitch to Sizemore, got away from Ferguson, and Hebner will go to second. So that was in the dirt, skipped away from Ferguson, and that will be now a 3-0 count. To Sizemore, to short, Russell, a huge stop in the hole, over to Garvey for the out. So the Phillies will leave a runner on. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second of Game 4. No score. So Cott will face Reggie Smith, Dusty Baker, and Bill Russell. Smith went 2 for 4 last night with a home run. He is now 3 of 11 in this LCS with a solo shot and a triple. He hit that in Game 1, so he's hitting .273. Cott starts the second. Ground ball to Schmidt over to first. Reggie can run, and he's on because the throw from Schmidt pulled Hebner off the bag. That is Mike Schmidt's 3rd error of this National League Championship Series. And that will bring up Dusty Baker. Dr. Scald went 1 for 5 last night. He had a double. He is 3 for 13 in the LCS with 5 RBI and a home run. He stole a base in Game 1, doubled in Game 1, and in Game 3. So the Dodgers are going to hit and run here because Smith has good speed. The pitch, runner goes, ground ball to Hebner. He'll take it to the bag himself, and Reggie goes to second. No chance for the double play, 1 out for Bill Russell. Russell, 3 for 6 last night, 5 for 15 on the series. He has 2 RBI and a double. Smith, depending on where a base hit would be hit, could score from second. Pitch from Cott. Ground ball to Hebner. Takes it to the bag himself. Smith will go to third, 2 out. For Joe Ferguson, who caught Game 2. And in that game, he went 1 for 3. He had a solo shot. This series has all been about unexpected heroes. Cott, pitch-wise, is only at 21. 2 out, bottom of the second. Reggie Smith on third. And there's a ground ball to Boa in the hole over to Hebner, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and 1 error. The error does not hurt. After 2, no score. So Bob Boone did catch last night. How you doing? After Steve Carlton and Tim McIver finished up. So Boone 2 for 9 in this LCS with a strikeout and an RBI. Pitch. Line drive to Lopes, who leaps and makes the catch. 1 out for Jim Cott. At 189, no homers and 4 RBI. Good morning, Lorenzo. No runs, a hit, an error for the Phillies. They've left 1 on. No runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. They've left 2 on. So you haven't missed any scoring yet. Pitch to Cott. There's a ground ball to Lopes. Over to Garvey for the out. LA wins, it's over. And the Dodgers, despite losing Welch to an injury in Game 2, good morning, DJ John, have him at full strength here in Game 4. And so really, the pitching matchups really tilt heavily towards the Dodgers because Bert Hooton's next start will be Game 5 tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, if needed, or Game 1 of the World Series on Tuesday at Dodger Stadium. Bake McBride is 0 for 1. Welch threw 9 batters, 2 2/3 innings, 34 pitches, a hit and a strikeout. Got him! So he swung on and missed the fastball. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. And last night, remember, was an absolute doozy. So both teams coming out probably just a little bit tired. Although in real life this would have been a 4 p.m. Eastern start, 1 o'clock out in Los Angeles, because ABC would have shown a college football game. Bob Welch at 105 with no homers or RBI. He went 4 for 38 in the replay. Ground ball to Sizemore, over to Hebner, 1 out. So Cott threw 9 batters, 29 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, and that's it. Davey Lopes is 0 for 1. They play for the bunt. Yes. National League is home field, and because it's an even number year, there will be a DH. And that will undoubtedly be Lee Lacy. Pitch to Lopes. There's a fly ball to right. McBride in the corner, 2 out. Brings up Billy North, who doubled and was stranded at third. Last night was fun. And it doesn't matter if these are real players or what, or pixels. They played one for the ages here last night. Caught. Ground ball to Sizemore, over to Hebner, and that will retire the side. So, as tough and as tense as you would expect an elimination game to be, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, nothing. And so that'll bring up Larry Boa. Tommy John cannot pitch today. So if we need a long reliever for Los Angeles, it would be Doug Rao. Now, that was incredible last night. Boa's 0 for 1. Larry into left center field. North, Russell, and Baker converge, and that's going to drop for a base hit. That got sucked into the Bermuda Triangle, and that's the second hit. And that'll bring up Schmidt, who's 0 for 1. I'll bet your fingertips are gone after last night. That was incredible. A game that neither team wanted to lose. Throw to... Oh, it's a balk! Welch went to throw to first, and he didn't stop. And so Tommy from the third base dugout is yelling some words, and it's all for naught. That's a balk. Bob Welch did not come to a complete stop on that throw to first. So Schmidt has a runner in scoring position. That's the next replay, 49. Pitch to Schmidt, ball 4. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because now Welch can set up the double play. Luzinski struck out his first time up. And so the first really tense moment of the ball game right now. Got him! He swung on and missed it 2-2. And if the Phillies fall short, Greg Luzinski's lack of ability to hit pitches is one of them. You can't blame it on the shadows tonight. It's the middle of a beautiful late summer, early autumn day here in Los Angeles. Here's Hebner. Richie now 6 of 11. He singled his first time up, 1 out. Ground ball to Say, might be 2. The only play is to first. Garvey stays on the bag for the out. And Boa and Schmidt in scoring position for Gary Maddox. So no runs, 2 hits, and error for the Phils. They've left 1 on. The Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they've left 2 on. Pitched up from Welch. Ground ball to Garvey. He takes it to the bag himself, and the Phillies strand 2. Deep breath time. No runs, a hit. They leave 2 on. Bottom of the 4th. Philadelphia, nothing. Los Angeles, nothing. So here's Say. He singled his first time up. Pitch from Cott. Base hit right side. So Say goes 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Garvey, who grounded into a double play. You can smell the high karate around the stadium. Pitch from Cott. There's a fly ball to left. Luzinski has it for the out. One away for Reggie Smith, who's 0 for 1. So Jim Cott doing yeoman's work. If there is a Game 5, Larry Christensen and Bert Hooton tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. Pitch to Smith. Struck him out. First one for Cott, a full count. Fastball swung on and missed at 80. So 2 out for Baker, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Into left field. That's a base hit. Say will hold at second. Luzinski guns it in the infield. And Say knew better than to throw. And if you're wondering what the fielding chance or the success chance there, 52%. Not risking that with 2 out. Here's Russell. He's 0 for 1. So Say on second. Baker on first. 2 out, bottom of the 4th, and a scoreless tie. And that's into left center field. Say will round third. He will score. Baker into third. Russell makes it 1-0 Los Angeles. The Dodgers draw first blood in Game 4. And so here's Joe Ferguson. He's 0 for 1. So Cott says he's fine. 2 out. Pitch to Ferguson. Gets away from Boone. Here comes Baker. It's 2-0 Dodgers. So a wild pitch. He threw it right in the dirt. And Boone had no chance. And a reminder, we do not dump beer on other people's fans. And first blood is a big one here. So 1-2 to Ferguson. Pitch from Cott. Into center. Maddox retires the side, but the Dodgers, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th. 2-0 Dodgers. So it'll be Sizemore, Boone, and the pitcher's spot. Speaking on last players for the Senators, we were talking about that in the Ranger-Yankee series. Jim Cott was the last player to retire who had played for the original Senators. So, the 1960 squad. Sizemore 0 for 1. The last time that Jim Cott pitched an elimination game against the Dodgers was Game 7 of the 1965 World Series. And just like some guy by the name of Koufax, who threw out the first pitch tonight, or today, he threw that on 2 days' rest. Pitch from us up to Sizemore to short. Russell over to Garvey, 1 out. Brings up Bob Boone, who's 0 for 1. Computer will decide what they do with Cott. Boone trying to get something going here. Top of the 5th. Base hit left field. So Boone punches that one in with 1 out. If it's the Yankees, I like the NL Club's chances. If the Rangers win, I think all bets are off. Say and Garvey play for the bunt. Runner goes, to throw down to second. Boone is in there with a steal. So a big moment there. The first playoff steal for Bob Boone. He had 2 on the replay. So a 1-0 count to Cott, and Boone looking to go with third if they bunt. Yeah, I thought about it. He's at 60 pitches now. The game does not know this is a playoff game. The leash will be short. Randy Lurch will be who I will go with. Pitch to Cott. There's a ground ball to Russell. He goes to oh no, they get Boone. How about that? Lopes with the tag. They got him in a rundown. So Lopes, the faster runner, got behind Bob Boone and tagged him out. So Cott on first. 2 out for McBride, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And they get the lead runner. 6-4. So Welch threw 18 batters, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, a walk and 3 strikeouts, and 68 pitches. McBride, wow, 0 for 2. Ground ball to Lopes, and that plays Davey. So that's the first Dodger error and Lopes' second error in as many games. And so Cott on second, McBride on first for Boa, who was 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. Remember, the Rangers and the Yankees are tied at a game apiece. And if any true Dodger fan would root for the Yankees, then they're not a true Dodger fan. Yeah, both fielding has not been great in the series. It's like rooting for both the Cowboys and the Steelers. Cott, for an old man, does have some speed. Pitch to Boa. That's going to hurt. That's down for a base hit. Cott will round third and score. The error hurts. McBride on third. It's 2-1. And just kind of like watching the Washington Nationals playoff series, there is no such thing as a shutdown inning. I would never root for the Nationals over the Red Sox in a World Series. Mike Schmidt, 0 for 1 with a walk. McBride at third. Just call yourself a Yankee fan and be done with it then, Lorenzo. Phillies have a chance right now. McBride the tying run, Boa the go-ahead run, and Schmidt is overdue. Pitch. Popped up. Dodgers catch a break. Russell will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Phillies get a run on 2 hits and an error. Halfway home, 2-1 Dodgers. And just like the Rotary, the Yankees are always recruiting new people. We'll be back in a moment. Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 National League Championship Series. Today, the Los Angeles Dodgers hope to win the National League pennant in Game 4 from Dodger Stadium. They won a classic last night, 8-7, and lead this one 2-1 right here. As today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, and wherever else you don't buy pineapple pizza. And I just flubbed up the slides. You're going to hold on just a second here. Whatever, Lorenzo. You always go back to your beloved L.A. unless the Yankees are there. It's kind of like saying, you know, I always was a Natalie Wood fan until Sophia Loren came along. All right, here's how we got here. Dodgers got 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Billy Russell singled home Ron Say to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. And Dusty Baker scored on a wild pitch by Jim Cott to make it 2-0 after a cleansing bath. You mean a cold shower. A cold shower for after that. Philly got one back in the 5th. Larry Bowa singled home Jim Cott to make it 2-1. So, yeah, the Yankees can be your mid-afternoon team up till 7:05 PT. There you go. I love it. Ricky trying to recruit the Yankee universe. Well, you know, you can do that until game time. It's okay. Jim Cott has pitched well. 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 1. Bob Welch coming off the injury in game 2. 5 innings, 4 hits, an unearned run. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. And so Welch is 0 for 1 as he faces Cott to start the bottom of the 5th. Jim, by the way, at 60 pitches through 4, Welch 75 through 5. Both about where they should be. Pitch to Welch, struck him out. So an 0-2, fastball at 79, looking for strike 3. Ricky tells Lorenzo to be sure to call in favors that the Astros have to use the Dodgers clubhouse next week. Davey Lopes is 0 for 2. Caught 65 pitches, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts. Both the runs are earned as he's faced 18 batters. Pitch to Lopes is a ground ball, a little looper into left field, and Lopes is on with a single. 6th hit for the Dodgers, and that'll bring up Billy North, who is 1 for 2. He's got himself a double, and the Dodgers could use an insurance run. Pitch from Cott. Gets away from Boone, and Lopes will go to third on the throw. He's safe. So it was in the dirt. It's called a wild pitch, but Bob Boone couldn't find it. And Lopes was moving all the way, and that is a big, big runner. So Lopes on third. 1 out and a 1-2 count to North. Pitch to North. Ground ball to third. They're going to get Lopes hung up again. That's exactly what happened in game 1. He went on a hard ground ball to third, and he is tagged out. That's the same mistake that Reggie Smith made in game 1 that cost the Dodgers so dearly. My goodness, what a blunder. So North is on first, but the Dodgers have just cost themselves a run. Lopes didn't even see where that ball was being hit to. And Schmidt to Boone is all that's needed. So it goes 5-2 on the fours, on the tag, for Ron Say, who has singled twice and scored. I don't know. I mean, the backstop at Dodger Stadium isn't that big. But yeah, Lopes has an 8 speed out of 10. And if he saw where it was, yeah, Lopes went full Garvey all right. Oh. Yep, Boone, playoff jitters for sure, and Lopes keeps his head down as Lasorda says a few words in the third base dugout. Throw to first, North back. Wow, the baseball gods are having a good laugh this afternoon. Pitch to Say. Popped up, they're not going to get that insurance run. Hebner in foul territory, he'll make the catch to retire the side. The Dodgers, no runs, a hit, they leave a runner on, no errors. That count. After 5, 2-1 Dodgers. And so you went from possibly getting Cott yanked to leaving him in the ballgame. Here's Luzinski, he has struck out twice. Welch has fanned 3. Just those little things that kind of make you reach for the Mylanta in the middle of the afternoon. Pitch to Luzinski. Got him again. Oh, baby. He swung on and missed a fastball, and that's the third time today that Luzinski's been struck out. Here's Hebner, 1 for 2. He is singled. He hits that one to Welch. Over to Garvey, 2 out. And so that'll bring up Maddox, who was 0 for 2. Be curious in a future edition of this game if you would have a safe base running option. Pitch to Gary. There's a base hit right side. Picked up by Smith. So a 2-out single. And that's the 5th hit for the Phillies. It's breakfast time, dude. Mylanta's much safer. Here's Sizemore. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Ted is a ground ball right to Welch. Over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. So Welch surrenders a hit, and that's it. No runs, no errors. The Phillies have stranded 6. Bottom 6, 2-1 Los Angeles. So Garvey 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. Reggie Smith 0 for 2. And Dusty Baker 1 for 2. Cott is due up second in the 7th. And we may manually pinch hit for him then. Pitch to Garvey. There's a ground ball to Boa. Over to first. 1 out. Brings up Reggie Smith to 0 for 2. If we do go to a Game 5 tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, Larry Christensen versus Bert Hooton. Here's Smith. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch into center. Maddox, 2 out. Yeah, I just think in both cases, because there wasn't 2 out, you would not be running on a hard ground ball to third base. It's evened out. Actually, no, it hasn't. Both times it was the Dodgers. Here is Baker. Dusty has singled and scored. Ground ball to third. Schmidt to Hebner, and that will retire the side. Dodgers go in order. What an outing by Jim Cott. Just to get that far. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 7th. 2-1 Dodgers. And so Welch is not giving me the fatigue symbol here. And the wife is ready for work. All right, we'll see you tonight. That's right. Boone 1 for 2. No, you leave the door open if you're leaving. 1 for 2 and a stolen base. Maybe the most unlikely stolen base in Phillies history. Pitch to Boone. There's a ground ball, base hit right side. Reggie comes all the way in. And now, I think you got to pull Cott, and I will do that for the computer. So who can hit a righty? I got in trouble for this before. Brandy Lurch, by the way, has a .268 batting average against right-handers. He is the best pinch hitter they have against a right-hander. But since I don't like the getting comments, we'll go with Jerry Martin. You don't want to burn McCarver, who would be the second choice there, because if you lose Boone, those are your 2 catchers. So Martin is 1 for 3. He had a single in game 2. So Welch, from the stretch, delivers. Oops, gotta change that back. Martin, ground ball foul. We'll do it again, and the count is 0-2. So the computer will determine who's coming in for Philadelphia to pitch. The 0-2 to Martin. Lost him, ball 4. And so there's nobody out. Remember, Welch is pitching on short rest. But the percentages favor Welch here, so he'll stay. 27 batters in, 97 pitches, 6+ innings, 6 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. The 1 run is not earned. McBride 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Welch would hit 3rd in the 7th. McBride, center field, north, has it for the out. Boone will tag and go. North does not have a good arm to throw to say, not in time. So Boone is on 3rd, Martin on 1st for Boa. And again, the percentages favor Welch. So Tommy says, it's your man, you go get him. 1 out, double play in order here with Martin on 1st. Boone the tying run on 3rd. 7th inning, 2-1 Los Angeles. Boa 2 for 3. To say they might turn it. Lopes for 1 over to 1st. Boa's going to run, and we are tied up at 2. They tried it, and Boa beat it out. Welch got the ground ball, but it was not a tailor-made double play ball. And so here's Schmidt. He is 0 for 2. Throw to first. Boa is back. Schmidt 0 for 2 with a walk. And a 2-2 tie in the 7th inning. Line drive, base hit. Boa will go to 3rd. Tommy comes out of the dugout. Welch's day is done. So now, here's the question. Do you go with Rao knowing that you have 3 pitchers you can use that aren't tired? Forster, Roudson, or Rao? You can't really go with Roden again. Do you trust Charlie Huff to get 1 out? Or Bobby Castillo? So who do you go with? There are not a lot of good options right now, especially with the pitcher spot coming up. Then Tommy, with the righty Luzinski, is going to go with Huff. Yep. So Charlie Huff, 2 innings, 2 appearances, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 2 and not struck out anybody. He is here to get Luzinski. And that's been an easy out to get. And then win, lose, or draw, I guess you're going to go with Forster in the 8th. He's a knuckleball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher. Luzinski hasn't put the bat on the ball all day. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out 3 times. The pitch, gone! What a time to do it! Greg Luzinski greets Charlie Huff like Reggie Jackson did in the '77 series. That ball is long gone. 5-2 Philadelphia. And Dodger Stadium falls silent. Wow. Into the bleachers in right center field. The ball is thrown back on the field. That's what Tommy would have done. Wow. Wow. This one isn't over yet. These two teams battled like you would not believe 24 hours ago. Hebner 1 for 3. And he hits a fly ball to left. Baker, one batter too late, makes the catch. And now the Phillies go with Tug McGraw. It's time to stretch, 5-2. That's what I get for trying to take a bite of pretzels while I'm doing this. The song didn't last long enough. So, Ferguson Russell and a pinch hitter to face Tug McGraw, who finally is going to get some work in this series. 6-2 with 4 saves on the replay with an ERA at 2.05. 52 and 2/3 innings, 39 hits, 5 homers, 9 walks, and 34 strikeouts. We're not done yet. So, but right now, people are kind of wondering whether to start their cars. Russell 1 for 2. He singled and drove home a run. Pitch to Russell. There's a base hit. Going to go all the way to the wall in left center field, and Russell's on with the leadoff double. The Phillies bullpen has been about as effective as telling a 4-year-old toddler to clean up their own mess. It just hasn't been. Here's Fergie. Joe is 0 for 2. And they're going to walk Ferguson. And Charlie Huff isn't staying in the ballgame. Who can hit a lefty? Manny Mota. On the replay, Mota, 12 for 37, a double and 2 RBI. He's the tying run at the plate. Got it, struck him out. A 2-2, strike 3 called. And that'll bring up Lopes, who's 1 for 3. He has singled. He is the tying run. Russell on second. Ferguson on first. And there's a fly ball left field. Luzinski will field it. Russell will hold. I will judge you. This game's not over. You got the tying run at the plate. Where else are you going on a Saturday afternoon? Here's Bill North. He is 1 for 3. He has doubled. And he hits lefties better than righties. That's why he's in the lineup. Say on deck. Pitch to North. Struck him out. You gotta believe he got him on a 1-2 swinging, and that will be the 7th. The Dodgers threaten no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 2 on. We go to the 8th, 5-2 Philadelphia. And Tommy is going to hold on to Terry Forster. He's going to go with Routson. Routson did not pitch very well. In Game 2, he gave up 4 runs and 5 hits in a third of an inning for an ERA of 108. So Maddox 1 for 3. Sizemore and Boone. The good news for the Dodgers is the pitcher spot would hit 4th. And I wonder if Philadelphia will bring in Ron Reed again. Pitch to Gary. There's a liner to Russell, 1 out. So Sizemore is 0 for 3. Say Garvey and Smith for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th. Yep, I never saw where that ball landed, Brent. I just remember seeing the brake lights, listening to Don Drysdale on KABC. Pitch to Sizemore. To Russell again. Over to Garvey, 2 out. For Boone, who's 2 for 3. Has singled twice, stolen the base and scored. Popped up. Routson does his job. Garvey will make the catch, and that will do it. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. McGraw coming in for a second inning of work. 5-2 Phillies. So Say is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored. And you want drama and tension. Downton Abbey's got nothing on this. Pitch to Say. Base hit left side. So the Dodgers are a feisty bunch. Steve Garvey can atone for a lot right now. He is 0 for 3. He is grounded into a double play. 5 runs, 8 hits, and error for the Phillies. They've left 6 on. The Dodgers, 2 runs, 8 hits, and error, and they've left 6 on. And if you're going to think about tomorrow, and I still think it's a bit early for that, I would take Hooten over Christensen. Larry really struggled in Game 1. Pitch to Garvey. Struck him out. McGraw got him on a 3-2 in there at the knees. No. Ron Reed's chomping at the bit. He'll come in the 9th, but you're going to get McGraw for the rest of this inning. Smith is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch to Reggie. Popped up. Left side. Luzinski, 2 out. For Dusty Baker, who's 1 for 3 with a run scored. McGraw, it would be Cott that would get the win. Baker struck him out. He swung on and missed at 79. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 9th. 5-2 Phillies. So, pitcher spot, McBride and Boa. Yep, it was on NBC. It was Scully that called it. Davey Johnson will pinch hit. He pinch hit last night and struck out. This time he lines one to Say, 1 out. McBride is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And remember, we've already used Jerry Martin. Stays in the game. Ground ball to Say. Has to hurry. McBride can run. And he's out on the bang banger. What a throw by Ron Say. 2 out for Boa, who is 2 for 4. Has singled twice and driven in 2. The Dodgers thought they had this one in the can. They still might. They have 3 outs left. Got him! So Routson does his job. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And at some point, they're going to have to trust Ron Reed. And the Phillies are hoping that time is now. Reed has not pitched well. In 4 innings in this league championship series, he's allowed 5 hits. 5 runs all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Now, he pitched 2 innings last night. Didn't walk or strike out anybody. Allowed 2 hits and a run. But that ERA of 11.25 has Philly fans concerned. 3 to tie, 4 to win the pennant. Russell 2 for 3. He is singled and doubled and driven in a run. Reed's pitch. Base hit left center field. You need 2 pinch hitters. It won't be Ferguson. It will be Rick Monday. Monday, 1 for 9 in this series. He had a homer in Game 1 and struck out twice against Carlton yesterday because the bozo that does these lineups forgot that that was the lefty. They will obviously pitch hit for Routson, too. Russell with good speed on first, but Tommy's going to hold his fire for the moment. Pitch from Reed. Monday, ground ball, base hit. And Luzinski bobbles it. Do they move up 90? Yes, they do. So the Dodgers have the tying run at the plate. Nobody out. For Lee Lacy, who has not batted in this series. But he can tie the ball game with one swing of the bat. He's hitting .282, 21 homers, and 54 RBI. And remember, you cannot mix adult beverages and nitro pills. So Ron Reed has not done his job. Lopes and North to follow. Nobody out. Pitch to Lacy. Into center field. Too shallow to score anybody. Russell's going to have to... Oh, he's going to go! The throw from Maddox. No! 5-3. He had an 80% chance of scoring, which is why I sent him. Maddox has a good arm, but the throw was up the line and Russell crossed the plate standing. And so Lopes is the tying run in a 5-3 ball game. He is 1 for 4. There is not a breath of wind here at Dodger Stadium, and it's 74 degrees. Pitch to Lopes. Base hit left field. Bundy will hold. And there's one out for Billy North. He is the winning run at the plate. Lopes is going to go to second. The throw down is... They got him! He had a 97% chance of stealing the base, and he's out! 98% of the time, the Phillies sit there and hold the ball. But the Phillies pitched out. Oh, my goodness. They suckered the Dodgers into that. So now North is 1 for 4. Who have we got? Wow. They're going to pinch hit the Victor. Had a huge triple. And 97% chance of stealing that base. But you roll the 210-siders and it can come up 99. I did not think that was a risky play at all. Monday on third. The Victor at the plate. 5-3, 2 out. He's a tying run. Pitch from Reed. Ground ball to Sizemore, and we'll see you tomorrow night. The Phillies hang on. Jim Cott gets the win. Tug McGraw, 6-out hold. And Ron Reed somehow garnered the save. Bob Welch, God bless him, he threw 6 2/3 good innings. And then Charlie Huff did something stupid like give up a 3-run homer to Greg Luzinski, who's our digital dice player of the game. Oh my goodness gracious. And then Routson came in and pitched 2 tremendous innings to hold the Phillies. The Dodgers huffed and puffed and puffed. And instead of celebrating on the field, we'll do this again tomorrow night at 8. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Phillies. 3 runs, 11 hits, an error for the Dodgers. Rangers and Yanks at 8 o'clock tonight. And if you're wondering why I stole Lopes, yeah, 97% chance of stealing that bag. Go back and rewind it. Oh, my gosh. And so I felt that they just wouldn't throw. They wouldn't risk the throw because that would have scored a run. Sometimes you gamble and it works, and sometimes you don't. And so it's not the National League Championship Series tomorrow. It's the National League Championship period. We'll see you tonight at 8 for the Yankees and Rangers, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 for Game 5, the Phillies and the Dodgers. Until then, we'll talk to you the next time.